This is the perfect time for climbing outdoors because it is so beautiful outside. It's not too hot and it's not too cold. In this video, we're going to go through the essential gear that you need, so you shouldn't leave the house without, as well as a cost breakdown so you know what to expect when you're building your gear for sports climbing. I'm also going to include at the end some gear that's not essential but definitely makes your outdoor climbing experience so much better, so stay to the end for that. First on the list is climbing shoes, and your climbing shoes are probably the most important tool that climbers have with them. They range from $70 all the way up to $170. Most beginner shoes start at $100, but I would be looking more at the $130 range because that is when you're going to get rubber that's going to last you at least a season and can usually be resold for $40 to $50. For longer routes, you usually want laced climbing shoes, but if you already have a pair of shoes that are relatively comfortable, then stick with those. No need to get an extra pair just for sport climbing outdoors. Next on the list is rope. Rope costs range from $50 all the way to $300, and that's dependent on how long your rope is. It's also dependent on how dynamic it is. With sport climbing, you want a dynamic rope. You can get away with a semi-static rope. That's what they use in gyms, but a dynamic rope is going to make it so it doesn't hurt as much when you fall and land on the rope. The next is the diameter of the rope. That's how thick the rope is, and you can get rope as thin as 7.4 millimeters all the way up to 11 millimeters, though Belay devices may be limited on what rope diameter you can use. So be sure to check that out. The Gree, for example, a sweet spot is between 8.5 millimeters and 10.5 millimeters. Next on the list is your harness, and harnesses range from $50 all the way to $100. Make sure that your harness has some sort of gear loops on it because you're going to need quick draws slung to your waist while you're doing it. So if you don't have a harness already, you can actually get a starter kit. And a starter kit comes with a harness, a carabiner, basic ATC belay device, chalk, and chalk bag, starting at about $90, so you can save a lot of money if you don't already have the gear. In the link below, in the description below, I'll leave a link for you for a comparison of the Petzl, Black Diamond, and Mad Rock starter kits, so you get an idea of what to expect and what is included in all of this, so you can compare those starter kits. Next on your list are belay devices, which range from $15 all the way up to $200, though most of them are less than $130. The difference between these is features. For example, the basic ATC is about $15, and then you can price up slightly for an ATC that has teeth, so it helps break the rope a little bit more. And then you have semi-assisted belay devices, such as the Black Diamond Pilot, which helps prevent the rope from slipping through if the belayer loses control of the rope. And these range from $30 to $50. And then you can do auto locking devices. There are quite a few. They're usually $100 plus. The ones that I've tried is the Lifeguard and the Gree. Both are great devices. My favorite right now is the Gree for sport climbing. And these devices can range. These particular ones are between $100 and $130 depending on the season or time of year that you purchase them. If you want a video review of all these belay devices so you know which ones you should get, be sure to comment below and I'd be happy to make a video on that. If I've already made the video, click on this link right here. And if I haven't yet, click subscribe and click the notification bar so you can get notified when I make that video and publish it. Next on the list is carabiners, and depending on your belay device, you may need a different type of carabiner, or most belay devices use the C or D carabiners, which you can get a screw lock or an auto lock. Auto lock just means that when you let go of it, it automatically locks. And then you also have different devices such as this one. For the Pilot, you need this figure 8 shape right here. This is a locking one with magnetics, so you actually pinch to unlock it and then you let go and it magnetically with really strong magnets close. These devices range between $10 and $30. Next on the list is quick draws. And quick draws, sets of quick draws cost between $20 and $70, and that's dependent on how many quick draws are included and if there's variation in the dog bone. So a quick draw is a non-locking carabiners on both sides with a dog bone in the middle, and these ones are just a basic wire gate. I really like these ones with wire gates, so that's what I'd recommend. But depending on the carabiners that you get with them, the cost may vary. Next on the list is your chalk bag, which is a climber's best friend. And you can get chalk bags vary from $10 all the way up to $45. Cost is usually aesthetics. So if you want a cute little monster, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than a basic bag. I usually try to find a chalk bag that has a space for a brush so that you can carry a chalk brush. And this one also has a pocket so you can put like clippers or tape in it as well, and just wrap it to your waist with a buckle. There's no point in having a chalk bag though if you don't have chalk. Chalk ranges from $7 to $25. I'm currently trying this Joshua Tree herbal chalk, which is the ice one. It has essential oils in it, so when you apply it to your hands, there's a cooling sensation. I've also tried the Friction Labs Unicorn Dust and Black Diamond Black Gold chalk, which I've really enjoyed. I also, when it comes to sport climbing outdoors, I like combining liquid chalk as a base layer and then putting powdered chalk on top and then reapplying with powdered chalk. I've used the Friction Labs Secret liquid chalk, which is fantastic. And then right now I'm also trying the liquid white gold, which is a little bit thinner than the Friction Labs and it applies a little bit differently, but it gets the job done, so I've been enjoying that. The cost variation on chalk is usually dependent on how much chalk you're getting. Brands are just $1 or $2 off from each other. It's really dependent on how many ounces of chalk you get at a time is going to change the price of the chalk you get. Of course, the more chalk you get is usually going to be cheaper in the long run per ounce compared to just getting 1 ounce of chalk. Last on this list, but definitely essential and unfortunately overlooked, is a helmet. When you are climbing outdoors, the likelihood of a rock falling on you is there, and I've had small pebbles hit my helmet. Luckily, I was wearing a helmet. I'm sure that would really interfere with my ability to belay if I have rocks falling on my head. So there is a range from $60 to $200. I actually made a video comparing a $60, $100, and $150 helmet so you can see which helmet works best for you, and I'll link it right here. I really like the Black Diamond Vapor. If you've already seen my review, then you already know that. That wraps everything for the essentials that you absolutely should not leave the house without. Now let's get into some gear that just makes your climbing experience a little bit better. First on the list is a climbing brush. Climbing brushes range from $5 all the way up to $25, and that's dependent on their size and features. This is a basic small brush. The only thing I would say is make sure you do not get a wired brush. Wire brushes ruin the rock face and will wear it down, so just make sure you have a hair brush. This one is a horsehair. Another essential that I have come to depend on are my approach shoes. Approach shoes range from $60 to $150 depending on the type you get, and I actually made a video about that if you want to check it out. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. It really means a lot every single minute that I have with you, so thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video and feel like it might be helpful to a friend who's considering getting into climbing or is a beginner climber, be sure to share this video with them and like this video, subscribe to my channel so that you can get more videos like this. These are all signs that you enjoy this kind of content, so I can create more like it just for you. Thanks again for watching and enjoy sports climbing outdoors.